Trying to go live, trying to go live. Nothing seems to be working. Anyways, that's the joys of try number one. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I figure this out. I'm not 100%. I seem to be locked out. And oh crap, I am in there. All right, good stuff. So hopefully now we'll get some playability. Screen seems to have settled in. We're just gonna kind of run around here. Now, okay, we got all them rocks. If you notice on the bottom right, I'm still really hot. So let's figure that out first. Looking at our inventory, which is I on your keyboard there. Usually it's not coming up this time. All right, tab it is. So tab this should bring us into our interactive menu, theoretically. There we go. There's my guy. He's super hardcore. As you can see, great big old beard on him and everything like that. So I got some rocks. These things are junk. They're really not important to us. So we're just going to chuck those out. Yeah, we're just going to drop them. Okay, so it's O to drop. We're just going to get rid of all this junk. Get out of here. So anything that's got that little symbol up in the corner, it's not anything you need to carry around with you. So we're just going to chuck all this shit out. Get rid of it in our inventory. Now over in the crafting section here, because I got all this stuff now, it should highlight anything that we can make. I do suggest make one of these as quickly as possible. We have to wait until the warm-up is done, and then it will get transferred in back into my inventory. So up here on the left. Now if I double click on this item, it's going to go directly to my hotkey position 1. If you didn't do any loading of things in slots down here, it won't automatically go. You'll have to drag and drop certain things from certain spots. The pickaxe is really great for pulling metals and stone from rocks. So if we hit hotkey number 1 here and flip that sucker into position there, what we're going to do is we're going to hunt down this big old rock over here. Holding down the shift key will allow us to run a little quick. If I smash on this sucker a couple times here, yeah, take that. Take it. Take it. All right, so here, smashing on that rock, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I got to be careful. Something. Okay, it's just the birds fighting. We don't have to worry about the birds right now. Hitting the tab key to get back in our inventory. Heading over to crafting here, we can see, oh, now we can do axes. Now, axes are going to let us get a lot more pieces of wood out of a tree, and we're going to need wood for lots of different kind of stuff. Torches and fires are handy only because when it gets dark, it's going to get really dark. So having a torch on hand and an actual standing torch is going to be really, really helpful later once that sun starts to dip, because like I said, it's extremely dark around here. Now, back over to the inventory. We're going to just click over here. Again, double clicking on it will send it to your hotkey spot if you have one, but I had actually already achieved metal tools, so I'm going to just take this guy, drag it into spot number 3, and that's going to get it all set up. The standing torch we'll just leave there for now. Also, wait a second, where'd it go? Did I not make one? Maybe I ran out of materials. Okay. Oh, shoot. No, snap. Okay, it's already in my hotkey inventory. Good stuff. Okay, so we got ourselves a little torch in case it gets a little too dark. We should be able to light it, but oh, good. We've also got flint. So that's very critical component when it comes to lighting fires and stuff. The campfire, we should probably pick a good spot, a little bit tucked away. Most of the big creatures stay on the beach, so all of your brontosaurus, those various different types out there, they're going to show up all along the shoreline here. If we start to see raptors, honestly, I'm just going to tell you now, reset the game. Now, using specific tools on specific things. So one of the things to notice is if I hit the tree with the pickaxe, it's going to give me a lot more thatch and just a couple pieces of wood. But if I switch over to my axe and I give that tree a couple cracks, that's going to give me way more wood and just a little bit of thatch. So when you need specific resources and you need large amounts, be mindful of which tool you pick to do so. A lot of these broken down trees, you can chop them up as well. Not every single one. There it goes. Okay, so 94 wood off of that. So we got a good pile of wood. We actually need to get a bit more stone and a little bit more flint as well. Now, at some point or another, we're going to need storage because this stuff adds up in weight really, really quickly. Oh, we got to level up. Okay, so hitting the tab key, that's going to bring us back in our thing. Now, this is you in the dead center here. Notice up at the top from your inventory, you can access your stats. Usually, health and, of course, melee damage is going to be really, really important later. So we're going to pop up our health a little bit. Boom, we've only got one right now, but now we get to make all these things. So by going up to level 1, each level you surpass, you're going to get a lot more nifty junk. Now, if you look up at the way up at the top, you're going to say you're starving, you need to eat something quick. Now, actually, there's actually plenty of food. If we take the any sort of weapon out of our hand, just go into our bare fist, and if I hit E on all these bushes here, we're going to find lots of different types of berries laying around. Be extra careful. Unfortunately, if we were to just eat random berries, this one's going to knock you right out. So always be careful which berries you consume. Most of the bright colored ones are okay, so I'm just going to double click on that guy. Down here, if I right click, I can consume. So the reason I put it here, down in my hotkeys thing, if I get out of here again, tab, now I can just hit number 2 a bunch of times until it's all gone, right? Later on, we're going to see how we can use those berries to kind of feed different types of dinosaurs, and we'll need to knock them out at certain points to kind of get more stuff. Now, my guy's getting awfully heavy. A little bit on the glitchy side. I'm going to have to play around with my computer settings. There's settings here I'm going to need to change eventually. Make sure everything's smooth and nice. Obviously, this is by far not the best graphics quality you can achieve. Actually, let's go through that. Hitting the escape key, I can head over to the options here. Some of the graphics qualities do require a restart, so we're not going to check these boxes off here. Right now I got it all turned down, world tile buffers to medium. Let's crank it up. Let's go to epic and view distance. View distance, we'll go high. Anti-aliasing, I have no idea what that is. Post-processing, very important for us. Let's go epic. And general shadows and terrain shadows, I try to keep those on low. Textures, let's crank them right up. Let's just see what happens when we get it up. And sky quality, I've kept it on minimum. So I'm thinking of maybe underutilizing my system, so let's see if that helps us out a little bit. The more specific settings we'll play with another day, so we're going to leave that right there. First, let's hit apply up here at the top right. Notice immediately everything starts to kind of freeze. It does basically have to refresh the entire graphics window, so we'll have to give it a sec there. Hopefully this is a process that doesn't take too long, and hopefully my computer doesn't burst into flames. That would be a really nice finish for us. Let's see how it's going here. So click and apply, click and save. I'm just going to wait until this has a chance to refresh. I can kind of hear my graphics card slowing down, so it should be interesting to see how it's going to take these new changes that I've just put through. Okay, so saving that up now, it does seem to be resuming. Okay, give it a sec. We're going to see if these textures and there we go. That's a lot better. Now, a little bit of motion blur is good. A lot of motion blur is kind of annoying. So, but that's okay. We're just going to swing back and forth gently until everything settles in. Settles in. Like a nice Bob Ross painting, just a little bit in the corner. Look at the fluff on those trees. All right, moving on here. So let's head on up this way a little bit. We do want to get a little bit away from the shoreline. Beware of sneak attacks. Raptors do like to hang in the trees and off the edges of cliffs and dig holes in the ground. They set up little camps. Some of them have ghillie suits. If a raptor spots you from any less than 100 meters, so say this distance to what looks to be a raptor, it will come for you. So just be aware of that. You want to keep your distance from them. Try not to get spot. I heard something. I don't know what I heard, but I heard something. Anyways, we got to be careful around here. That sure looks like a raptor. Now, I can't fight a raptor with a pickaxe. It's just not going to work. They're actually going to be really vengeful, but I don't know if that is a raptor. The other one is the Dilophosaurus. He's kind of a bitch. Actually, we can probably take him down with this pickaxe here. This guy is definitely a raptor. It sure looks like a raptor. Who's coming here? Oh no, combies. Now, Stinky hi buddy. I don't have any food. I don't have any food, and I'm getting pretty hungry, so unless you want me to eat you. It's our buddy Dilophosaurus. Dilophosaurus. Okay, sorry, Combi. Some of you might have thought that was cruel. However, that is how we get our meat. So what I'll show you next is we will go and set up a little camp over here. We're just going to set up just a little fire. Just a little fire here somewhere. It does tend to ward off predators quite a bit. So let's pick a nice spot. Let's go and buy this rock over here. So later on we can mine this rock. So We don't have to feel bad about setting up camp, but we do like the shade. So we're going to take the shade. Ooh, 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 we're getting hot. Now, the downfall here, if I start a fire, unfortunately, it's going to make me even hotter. I was kind of hoping we got closer to nightfall before we decided to. Pressing E key on these guys will just eat them right away. The red berries, as far as I remember, these are safe to eat. I'll just eat a couple for now. We do get skins, so now we can actually make some cool stuff, theoretically. We can make some shoes and stuff. If we scroll on right down, oh, they'll still let me make the gloves. So I could make some primitive gloves. Notice it's highlighted in like a grayish color. So I'm going to make some primitive gloves. I won't be able to put them on right now because my character is already super hot. So keeping an eye on your character's temperature is actually kind of important because you die very quickly when you're not. The engram symbol here basically represents all of the skills I have so far. So as we gain each level, more and more of these skills are going to start to open up. I'm actually not starting from level 1. I'm pretty high up in level right now, so I'm kind of cheating on that. I can make all this kinds of stuff. But we're not going to worry about it too much. Like I said, just kind of an intro video, get a feel for how the game is played. So we've grabbed rocks off the ground. Now you can't pick up stuff when you got a weapon in your hand, so I have to put this pickaxe away, and we can search the ground for other berries and stones and anything we might need. Little bushes like this we need to collect on a regular basis. Like I said, we're going to need all that stuff later. Okay, my guy's dying of hunger. Now, there is some drawbacks to eating raw meat, so I will fill my belly. So going back into the tab key, we can eat a piece of meat, but you ate raw food, your health is decreasing slightly from it. So it is going to bring our health down, but it will bring our food up. Now, notice also, very, very thirsty. Right now our water is 0, so we got to make a V line for the beach. I've actually made a mistake by getting too far from the beach. That was going to be one of my recommendations, is don't wander too far inland. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. So let's head back towards the beach. My guy is dehydrating quickly. What we're going to do... Wow, I got really far from the beach. Okay, guys, that was a bad idea. So we're actually going to set up camp right down here. Eventually, the Raptors will track us down. Oh, you know what? I missed this alcove. That would have been so nice to set up. Okay, so we're going to set up right there. Let's head over to the beach line here. We're going to have to grab some, or create a water skin in a few seconds here. But first, let's run over to the beach. We'll get right in the water. Of course, that's probably a better idea. Number one, that's going to cool us down. And if I press the E key on the water, that's going to help fill up our thirst. Okay, so ow, what in the crap? Something just bit me, and it's a giant ass stinking fish. All right, he's gross. So let's get away from that guy. Okay, still very hungry. So we're gonna take the hit. We're gonna set up our little campfire over here in the corner. Doesn't really matter where, but I'm going to pick this spot right here in particular. Let's throw this down. So if we go here and right click, we can say place. Conversely, we could just say E. As long as it's green, you can set it anywhere. So we're going to set that down. Again, hitting E on it will access its inventory. Now what we want to do is drag some wood into the fire, and that's going to help us burn for hours and hours and hours. I got a lot of wood there, so that's a good spot for it. Lighting the fire, hitting E key again. Now what we could do, we can add, oops, don't tap the E key. I got to hold the E key. Hold the E key, and that's going to bring up our Hot Wheel here. We are going to use access inventory. So I'm going to bring my, holding the E key, I'm going to go to the access inventory button, and we're going to throw the meat in there because my guy is slowly but surely starving to death. We're going to let that cook. So I'll back up over here again, hitting tab. We can go and eat some berries. Let's just finish these off because we can always go pick lots and lots more. I'm going to eat all of the berries. Notice I haven't eaten the black berries. I'm also not going to touch these white berries. They're not very good for you. Black ones will knock you unconscious. Okay. Now, again, being too close. Oh, shoot. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so now we're going to find out exactly what the blackberries do. Notice in the bottom right, my food is going up slowly but surely from all the little berries I ate, but I'm extremely hot, so I'm going to have to back right up from this fire in the hopes of cooling down. Staying in the shade, obviously a good idea when your guy's overheating. Other than that, keeping clothes off is about the only other thing you can do. So, yeah, I'm already naked, so that's not going to help me all that much. Okay, so let's give it a sec, and let's go check and see if any of our meat's cooked. Again, holding the E key, because otherwise we'll end up putting out the fire. We're going to go over to Access Inventory and click. And we're going to see some meat. So let's take all the meat. Drag and drop, probably a little quicker. And we're going to eat a piece of meat. Consume. That's going to bring up our hunger over here nice and quick. All right, so obviously I'm still really hungry. Let's eat another piece. And one more piece. We're just going to eat all the meat, okay? Because there's lots of things to kill. So we're going to go kill some more stuff and get some more meat. But before we start the killings, we should probably make some killing sticks. So let's go over to our crafting section here. Digging through my arsenal of killing things. Sticks. Here we go. We got a bow. These are extremely hard to use, so be aware it's not the easiest tool. Probably better prepared would be to have nice handy spears. We can throw the spears as well. I'm going to make a handful of stone arrows. If I right click on it, I can craft all 12. So it's going to allow me to right click and choose how many I plan to craft. We're just going to craft a bunch of arrows so we got them. Notice though, as I consume resources, I will have to go refill resources. Now for this one, we're going to need some more fiber. Fiber we can only get by picking the plants. So you're going to want to clear your hands of any weapons. Looking for larger plants like this, we're just going to rip at it. Notice the bunch of stuff we get there. 9 fibers, so let's get some more. Nothing on the ground here. All right, coming over to this guy here. Anybody? Nope, 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 nope. Small plants and stuff, they're not going down easy. We can punch them. We're going to punch them if they don't go down. So we'll punch this tree. Ow, not a good idea. Okay, we're not punching trees anymore. My guy doesn't like it. I didn't said I wasn't going to do it. I had to do it anyway. We will need all this stuff, so let's teach him a lesson. 3 again gives me my axe, which is a crap ton more wood for me. Beautiful. All right, so let's go back into our handy schmandy crafting spot of the game here. So I got a bunch of arrows already. I'm going to craft a couple spears as well. If I right click, I can craft all 4 spears. Usually going to have a pretty good arsenal of spears hanging around you there. And let's go practice some hunting so we can see some of the basics here, how we do all this stuff. Alright, back to inventory. Once we've created our items, we have to send them over to a handy spot on our quick wheel here. I'll put those in, actually, no, I'll put those in number 2. That makes more sense. We'll just put these down at the end. Usually we'll keep berries and stuff that we plan to feed to dinosaurs way down here in 0. The shadowed items you see in the background are previously created items, so you can have these locked to certain things, so you can just come and, like I said, double click on them. My bow's already set itself up. It will automatically arm itself, I believe, but let's try this. Nope. Okay, so let's select the bow. Let's double click. We'll put it over here, and let's call up our bow. Let's go hunt something with the bow. Now we can hunt fish with the bow. I do find it a little bit on the awkward side because I have to be kind of still. This guy looks like he's kind of already dead, but I'm going to shoot him anyways. Dragging the body. Let's drag him out of the water so we don't get nipped by stuff. He was already dead, but I decided to shoot him anyway. And drop. Okay, so hitting E again will drop. Coming up to this guy here. Now notice I can't really do anything with him unless I chop him up first. I wouldn't suggest chopping him up with the spear. Let's use the axe. We're going to get a lot more meat. So there we go, 29 raw fish meat. Not bad, not bad. Let's go throw those in the fire. And that way we don't have to worry about being hungry in a little bit. Leaving meat for too long will cause the meat to rot. Now, there are some nifty things you can do with rotted meat, so I don't suggest throwing it all away because we can make some fancy poison arrows later on. Holding E key to get over here, access the inventory. Let's throw the meat in there. Now, notice when you burn stuff, eventually a coal is going to start to build up, so you actually have to clear the coal out and put the meat in. I'm going to take all these meats out because right now there's no space, and I'm going to put some fresh meat in. Now, don't panic, don't worry, it will make space for the fresh meat. We're just going to throw all of our extra meat on there really, really quickly. And it should start cooking in a moment or two. Anyways, looking good, so we're still on the hungry side. Let's eat a little bit more meat. Nom, nom, nom. And eat some berries to keep the stomach healthy. Every once in a while, you're going to have to poop. So you're going to have to find a spot to go poop. I can't say there's any ways to dig holes that I've found so far. Oh, there we go. Now we're nice and full. Our water's dropping really fast. It must be an extremely hot day. So let's head over to our crafting here. Water skins, always a very, very handy thing to have. So let's go ahead and, we need fibers and hide. Hide we can only get from land walking animals, and fibers, like I said, we're going to have to go grab those out of the bushes. So, bearing in mind that we can't have items in our hand while we're scavenging, these guys. Let's see what we got. 21, 31 fiber. There we go. Looking pretty good. Let's grab some more fiber. 55 fiber, 57. Now it's counting up from my previous grab, so it's not like it's giving me 63 and 78 every single time. It's just continuing on from where it was before. So now I've got about 140 fiber. Punch you, tree. Let's go find some little animals. We're going to need to kill stuff to get some hides. He's kind of on the big side, and he will fight back. So let's go a little further up the beach. You're hot. Well, all right, if I'm hot, let's go get a drink first, because obviously we're getting dehydrated. Hitting E just on any body of water will automatically drink. So let's get a little further inland. Heading up the beach over here. Back to our little fireplace. Already on the go. Cooking lots of meat. We're going to leave it alone. Oh. Here, if I get in the shade, you'll see it better. So notice on the bottom right where the little ham hock icon is that shows you your food level. It's kind of grayed out a little bit. It's not like blue like the other ones. That means I need to poop. So if I scroll out on the mouse wheel and hit the plus key. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, so now we're pooped. All right, moving uphill. So I'm thinking we shouldn't go too far inland. This is not a safe idea. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. There's something over there. What is that? Is that a bush? Yeah, it's just a bush. Oh, shoot. Man, I'm really far from everything. Okay, well, we don't really have to worry about losing our fireplace, because... Did anybody else hear that? I swear I heard something. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're going to just run sideways. We're going to run sideways because I haven't seen what made that noise. That's my little bed that I created over there. Now, really, when it comes to creating beds, you need a handful of resources that we can't get right off the bat. So I wouldn't be too focused on that particular part of it. But at some point, if you're... I just heard wolves howling. That was unusual. Okay, looking at what's going on this side of the beach here, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, I heard it again. I don't know what it was. It's getting a little on the scary side, folks. Sounds like coyotes. Now, normally if you hear something, it's already seen you. So be very, very careful when you do hear things inside of ARK. I've got some berries spoiling in my... I don't know where I'm keeping things. Not quite sure. Anyways, berries are spoiling quickly. So we're going to have to start eating some more of our supplies. Again, keeping stuff on you for too long, stuff will go rotten. Berries and stuff, it just chucks it automatically. Like I said, we can use berries to go and tame some animals. We might do that before we kill the first one. We'll see. Uh-oh. Now this. This spells disaster. Alligators and snakes. There's alligators right across the pond, but they're not even the biggest problem. So the alligators are, yeah, they're kind of dangerous, but the giant snakes, they super suck. And generally, if we've seen an alligator, there's already a giant snake heading towards us here. So I think what I'll do for safety's sake is I'm actually going to cruise back up the beach in the opposite direction of the... Oh, crap. It's starting to get dark. Oh, my goodness. We got to get back to the fire. Now, nighttime becomes ridiculously hard to play. So I do suggest find a place to camp for the night. Set yourself up a little fireplace. Sorry, a little fire. That's important. Gather some food because you will need to make it through the night. And I would say gather some various different local resources, thatch and wood and fibers of all kinds, only because once night hits, the temperature drops incredibly fast. So let's get up here by our fireplace. Anytime you get cold, you can actually just run back to your fire, and that's going to keep you nice and warm. Wood is necessary to keep the fire going. Let's go check on our meat supply. Again, holding the E key, then clicking on our access inventory. I just ate something at a rapid speed. Yeah, I'm doing a stream. I'm streaming it. You want to go on Twitch and check me out? ARK? You can play. You got ARK on yours? No, I think maybe. I don't know. Go check. All right, but I'm gonna do other streaming nights with you guys for sure. So we'll do some Minecraft stream night. That's probably me. Hopefully it's your Uncle Tony, because I'm trying to get him on here too. We're all gonna stream together at some point or another. But look me up. Go look up Dark Eyes 36 Dark Eyes. All right, so I'm taking all my meat. I'm gonna grab all my meat here, folks. Let's meat it up so we can I'm not going to do it. Oh, we're just going to grab all that and we're going to get out of here. I'm going to keep this coal as well because later on charcoal is going to be important for various different activities and stuff. All right, so we're nice and full. We got lots of water in our belly. It is nighttime, so now it's suggested to start taking a look at some clothing. So let's go ahead to our crafting section again. Just some stuff to keep warm, some basic clothes. Like I said, we won't be able to craft any of this stuff right off the hop in the game, so we'll stick with our basic stuff here. Our cloth shirt, our cloth hat, our cloth pants, each one showing you how much fiber is required. Here we got 129 out of 50. I don't recommend building more than one of each. You really won't need it when you start out the game. If you can't survive with these just several basic items, then you're not going to make it. Now, to make the shoes, we're going to need to collect some hides. So here we have 0 out of 6 hides. So we'll wait till morning. We'll go back to our inventory here, and let's go ahead and just double click on each one of these and equip our character. So now we're looking pretty good. We're not as monstrous anymore. We're starting to look more like a civilized human being, although we will inevitably hit things with stones till we kill them. So we're not going to worry about that too much. Water is getting a little bit low, but it's nighttime and we're well protected now. So let's take a little bit of a stroll down to the beach. We don't want to go too far in that water. We want to kind of just graze the edge in case there is some giant snakes lurking. I forgot how close to the swamp I am. Alright, so this is dangerously close to the swamp. I think first light, we're going to try and get out of here. There we go. Nice and thirsty. Like I said, fire is prone to warding off most of the bigger predators. So hopefully we won't have any incidents. Now, unfortunately, I do believe we don't have the resources to craft a bed. Plus, we'd also need to establish a small structure. Now, notice I can build these various different structures here. Foundation being the most critical. Without the foundation, you can't actually put a bed down. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to build a foundation first. Wood foundations being a little bit stronger. Sorry, this one here. But we'll just go with a simple thatch one here. We're going to make one first. And then we are going to flip over to our inventory. We'll take this simple hatch here. Again, right-clicking on it will give us some more options. We can place that down. Finding a spot in the green. Again, some people like the aesthetics and feng shui at things and try to find funky spots. I like simplicity, so I'm just going to keep it as close to my fire as possible. Doesn't want it right on top. But let's go ahead and we'll put it right here. And that way I'm nice and close to my bed. Double clicking will put it down. Completing the bed, though, might not be an option. So let's head over to crafting. We're going to dig down through our resources here. This is a roof. Okay, that's all. There's the bed. Again, we need more hide. So right now, we're going to have to keep an eye on our situation. I can't go full screen. I tried it. Are you trying to find my tag? On that little funky green symbol guy. I'm Dark Eyes 3-6. No, 3-6 Dark Eyes, sorry. Oh, is that you? Are you adding me? Sweet. The one you just typed in. You didn't just change my name, did you? Is that you? Oh. Oh, cool. I can see you. Okay, right on. Howdy. Howdy, partner. Welcome back to another episode. It's actually our first episode. We're going to discount any previous episodes because we were just getting the hang of things. So, again, we are waiting on our hides. We're going to have to go kill some things here. Still quite dark outside, but nighttime shouldn't last much longer. I think I may have played around with the settings and kind of turned that a little bit faster as well. So we're just going to hang out. Again, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find something close to the beach that we can kill. In the meantime, though, it's a pretty good time for gathering resources. Most of the dinosaurs are pretty quiet at night, save for the larger predators. But again, they're pretty scared of the fire, so we're just going to loot our closest area first. So all around our fire, we're going to strip this bare of resources here. Yeah. I have no idea what that is. What's Okay, well, I can't do anything right now because I'm locked into ARK for 15 more minutes. So 15 more minutes, folks, and we're gonna call it a day on our first ARK adventure, and then, depending on time frames, no, you can't download any games right now. It's bedtime. Yes, it is. You got 15 minutes. It's almost bedtime. Yeah, but I won't even have time to download the game in 15 minutes. Oh, All right, but unfortunately, I did set this viewership to 1 hour specifically, so I won't be done until 11. And tomorrow, though, we can take a look at doing another stream. All right? All right. And I need your cooperation, though. If we're going to be doing streams, you got to be doing your chores too. Give them all a hard time. And okay, so my guy's starting to get a little over encumbered. Wow, we've got a little bit of time to ourselves out in the woods here. Let's just go ahead and head into our inventory. Back to crafting, and we're going to try and make a box. We need a box to put stuff, so here's a storage box. We're just going to double click on our storage box. Maybe I should build two. We'll build two. Fuck it. We'll make three. We'll make 3 boxes. Why are we doing that? Just for fun. We're going to try and put some boxes down and put our stuff away in an orderly fashion. Later on, we'll be able to build proper storage for everything where we can keep our food nicer for longer and our meats as well. It's proper utility storage, so we got all of our thatch and our stuff separated nicely. I do find organization is critical once you start doing the bigger builds. I still would not call myself a master by any stretch of the imagination, so we're just going to practice all this little stuff as we go. Okay, so there's 1 and 2 and 3. We're just going to tuck them all in right here. Okay, that's good enough for me. Now, I'm going to use this one, I believe, for my berries. So let's throw all the berries over there. There is a way to transfer everything at once. Transfer all. There we go. Okay, so we'll transfer these guys and transfer these guys. I just don't feel like carrying them around. We're going to get a lot more as we go along. So later on, at least, I'll know where to find them. The more you collect, the more longer they tend to last. Since we have such a limited amount of space for resources, we'll keep our meats in here as well. I don't really need to eat right now, so this will be a safe spot to just keep our meats tucked away. These seeds will come in handy later, so we're going to keep those as well. We'll keep that all in the same box. We got some more seeds here, some saproot seeds. We can start our own crops later, and that's a good source of growing our own berries so we can create special potions, stuff knocking out dinosaurs and whatnot. Basic resources, we'll just go ahead and we'll tuck in one of these boxes. Whoa, I almost jumped right in the fire. That's a little bit of lag right there, folks. Part of the reason I keep the shadows off. The fire animations are pretty taxing on the graphics card, so we got to keep them away from us as much as possible. Alright, so we're just going to throw all these resources in here so we don't have to carry it around. I usually recommend just focus on the heavy stuff. Most of the light stuff doesn't add up to much. Here we can see that's 24 pieces of flint. That only adds up to 1.2 pounds. Oh! We never did set this down. Okay, so let's get out of here. We'll come over here and we'll just set up a nice torch on the beach. That's what we'll do. We'll run down here. Let's get a bit more wood, so I'll grab my axe. Destroying that tree is basically going to keep me a nice clear view to the water section here, where normally I have to worry the most about it. I'm not hitting this tree at all. I'm totally swinging right beside it. There we go. Goodbye, tree. Now, I don't like the darkness, so let's go back in our inventory here. We're going to go ahead and spike this sucker here. Bam! Now we own this beach. Okay, so here, I'm going to just go to this guy. Holding E will bring me into the access inventory. And we'll do the same thing. We'll just throw a big old block of wood in there, and then we can tap E again. Just tapping E will light the fire. So then we got some nice fire. Keeping an eye out on what's going on. Those beams you see in the background, I mean, I've tried to make the journeys, never usually survive the trip. So there's some stuff going on. Every once in a while, you'll see big drops happening where they drop a bunch of loot and stuff. I can't always say it's good loot. Sometimes it's completely pointless. So most of the time, you die on your way to the loot, and it's generally just stuff you could collect anyway. So I'm not going to recommend making that trip. We're going to hang out here until the sunrise comes up. In the meantime, though, like I said, we can gather some resources now that we have somewhere to put everything. Your wood builds up your weight fast, so notice at the top you are over encumbered. So once I get to a certain weight, I actually cannot move. So what I'm going to do, little running gun here. So I'm going to take my wood and I'm going to drop it in the direction of my bin. Now, actually, I'll just drop it right there. It doesn't have long before it disappears forever, so let's get this wood put away. Right-click, transfer, right-click, and transfer. And then let's see if we can run back and grab that wood before it disappears. It's running back, running back. Oh, shit, I lost it. It's down here somewhere. I put it on the ground, and I don't think I made it. I think it decomposed. Wait, there it is. Okay, so it comes back in the form of boxes. So you're going to want to watch out for little boxes on the ground. E again to pick that up. Let's run back and chuck that in our box over here. There we go. Right click and transfer, and there we go. Okay, so we got a good stack of wood, so this should keep us nice and warm for days. And if I don't miss my guess, the sun's starting to come back up. All right, let's see if we can hit this bird. All right, let's get some nice bird meat here. Holding the left trigger does zoom in a little bit, but it doesn't do all that much. So aiming the bow is a little bit on the tricky side. Timing is incredibly important. And notice here, oh, I fucking nailed it. That was awesome. So I'm apparently a freaking killer with this. Oops, I got a poops. Ha, there we go. Now, birds again, you want to chop them up, so let's go ahead. Not this one. We're going to. Actually, you know what? Now that I remember, I did tell you guys earlier, depending on what weapon you choose to chop things up with, you'll get different results. So let's try it with the pickaxe here and see what we get out of this guy. Now, notice I get a lot more hides if I use my pickaxe, so it's giving me less meat, but a lot more hides. That should be enough to do what we got to do. Okay, so now that we've got our platform base here, and we got lucky and got some hides off that bird, heading back into our inventory, we're going to go to crafting, and we're going to go down and find our bed. Now, we can use the sleeping bags, but I don't find them the best. They're better for on-the-road kind of stuff where you can move around and get to places. What we really want is an actual bed, which we are going to find right here, simple bed. So actually the one we want is simple bed. We need more fibers and more wood. So I'm going to head back to my little box there. It's best to keep the stuff in the boxes only because then we can craft stuff on the spot and put the excess back in the inventory. So let's grab some. I forget. Let's go to crafting here, and we're gonna craft a bed. I always lose the bed. I don't know why I can never find this thing. That's the foundation. There's the bed right there. Okay, so here we got the bed over here. Not enough wood, so we're gonna have to grab some of that wood and bring it into our inventory. I'm sure there's better ways to do this. I'm sure we can just I don't know if that worked, but I think it went in my inventory. Yep, there's the wood there. Okay, so getting out of here. Let's get out of that one. We'll go check out this box. I think it's where I put all the other stuff. Yes. Okay, so there is our fibers. We don't have any thatch. Oh no, we have tons of thatch. Okay, so it's fibers I needed. All right, so here we go. Let's put the fibers in. Heading over to crafting now. We can make our bed. So let's make a bed. There we go, because it's almost sleepy time anyway. So we're going to go ahead and create our bed. We're going to walk over here, right click. We can place. We don't have to worry about closing the thing first. And let's just get it neatly on our foundation. Okay, so I'm going to come around from this side here just because I don't want to burn myself. And I try to keep it as in the middle as possible, but of course from some angles it's not really possible to see because we're going to build some floors and a door and all that kind of stuff a little bit later on. But once we have the bed, double clicking of course, we now have a spawn point, so at least we can jump back to this point. Most of our meat and berries and stuff will all be rotted away by the time we return, and there is a half chance that some dinosaur is going to come by and stomp on it and crush this all to death. I haven't seen it happen to a bed yet, so most of the time they're pretty conscientious of your home and living conditions. But that's the basics. So just to kind of run through things again very, very quickly, right from the start, we can collect items without a weapon in our hand by simply running up to items that we see, rocks on the ground, plants that are planted, and hitting the E key. And that's going to help us find fibers and stones as well as multiple styles of berries. When you first start out, if you punch trees, it will give you thatch and wood. But of course, it does hurt your character just a little bit. Uh, Other than the wood, thatch, fiber, and stone, you're also going to need flint, which you can only get from rocks. So I do suggest collect a few stones first, form yourself a pickaxe once you've got enough wood and thatch, and start chopping up these great big rocks. So these great big rocks here also break down into our small but usable resources. Again, using our pickaxe there gives us a mix of stuff. So we can't really predict what we're going to get of what until we smash it. Oh, and as you do things, of course, you'll level up as you go. So looking up at the very top, we got our level up here. Let's just go ahead and we'll crank our health a little bit more because believe me, something is eventually going to kill us. And like I said, every time we level up, we're going to get a chance to do more and more stuff. I'm a level 69 and I still super suck at this game. Okay, so anyways, eventually you guys are going to see the bane of my existence appear and destroy all my hard work. Forcing me into a deep state of depression and wanting to delete the game permanently from my computer. And if we're lucky, what we'll do is be able to figure it out together so that we don't come to that state and we can actually build something real special in this Jurassic Park mock world. Don't forget to go to the water's edge so your feet in the water hitting the E key will refill your water. You'll need to poop once in a while, whatever hotkey you've got associated with that. Poop can later on be used for fertilizers, so just ignore it for now. You can't really make any use of it at this point, but later on we'll be able to pick that up and actually, ooh. Once you get hot, you're going to want to remove garments of clothing. So what we can do is just double click on the stuff on our body, and that's going to help cool us down. And getting to the shade, man, I got the poops today. Getting to the shade is definitely going to be in our benefit, but since we don't have a lot of shade going on over here, we're going to have to be a little bit careful. I'm sorry, I just saw that thing. I've never seen that thing. I don't know what it is. It could be trouble. It looks horrifying. What is that? Okay, so let's try and get up there and see what's going on with this thing. So before I call it quits on this one here, we're going to circumvent the fire and slide up the rocks here. So I'm getting a little bit creative with my rock climbing ideas. We're going to come around the corner here now. I'm a little bit suspicious of this particular thing. Like I said, have never seen this before. It looks like a bee's nest. I'm about to get stung really, really bad in the... But I am going to destroy it because, well, this is my turf now. So let's go ahead and we're going to destroy this beehive. Oh, okay. E to gather honey. All right, let's gather some honey. Ow. Ow. Oh, God, they got me. Okay, and apparently it's a bad idea to play at the bee's nest. Don't play at the bee's nest. Okay, so I died very quickly from a couple bee stings, so we all kind of learned together. Obviously, that is not a good idea. So we'll leave the bees alone. And our next adventure, I'll probably dive a little bit deeper into some of the more advanced item creation. What I'll do is when we get back, I'll just start from scratch. So we'll create a brand new survivor, play around with his personal mechanics there, see if we can... find him a build that's going to be really, really positive. Because, like I said, I tend to die a little too frequently in this game. So I do believe that even your character's shape will have an effect on the design. Okay, so we're going to call it a day for right there. I'd like to thank all of you for joining me today. If you're interested in hearing more of this kind of content, please like and subscribe. Tell all your friends about us here. We're a brand new channel. I'll be gaming with the kids and a lot of family members coming up. Hopefully we'll get some special guests on the shows covering all kinds of different game-related topics from just about everything genre-wise that you can think of. So much so that you'll be disgusted and never want to come back to our channel. I'm totally kidding. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. Anyways, you guys take care of yourselves. God's love to everybody, and have yourselves a wonderful gaming evening. And I'm going to very cautiously and quietly switch over and click the stop streaming button. You guys enjoy. Take care of yourselves. Killing dead air. Just talking away till my computer unfreezes. ARK's a little hardcore. And it looks like that's it. All right. Take care, folks. And I'm spent. Yeah, I did. That is cool. I need my emotes to start working. I don't know if I can do this from OBS.